As a teacher who's explaining to a student or trying to explain to a student who hasn't meditated yet what the experience of being is, what are some examples that you could use to reference it? Personally, when I paint, that was the first experience I had of being before yoga or meditation.
Yeah, so the context in which you'd likely to be communicating about the principle of being would be like in an introductory talk, or when somebody's like, hey, I know you're a meditation teacher and I'd really like to come and learn with you. You know, what's the big deal? Why would I want to do it? We want to talk about being, but we don't want to dive too much into it. There's an ancient principle in teaching, and that is experience first, knowledge second. And we've got it back to front in the West. We want to try and understand everything first and then try and experience it. And what that tends to do is actually inhibit the pathway of the experience, because we're so identified with our thinking and the conceptual paradigm. Our relationship to everything is primarily conceptual. What we're actually desiring is an empirical experience, which is the direct experience of being. And the reality is that we'll only ever understand being as a substantial state through the direct experience of it. So we can use language to point to it. It's kind of like when, or you know when. And so some examples I use are like, have you ever seen a sunset that just makes your mind stop and you just see and feel with the fullness of your being the magnificence of life? It's kind of like that. Or have you had a child and when you looked down for the first time and looked into your baby's eyes and just felt this incredible connection? It's kind of like that. Or when you're having a conversation or an argument with somebody you really love, and then you see their perspective, and all of a sudden the flow between you you're like, oh, I understand what you mean, and you open up and you let go, and there's this flow of love again, and you're like, oh, wow, anything is achievable, we can overcome anything, and you feel that sense of connection. It's kind of like that. So what we're doing is we're pointing to real world experiences where there is a sense of feeling of love, and that this thing called life is special, it's sacred, it's precious to us, and it requires nurturing. And when we're in it, in this pocket, it's everything. It's everything.